Can you hear me now?
Yeah!
I want to start off by thanking everybody that's put this organization together. Former Mayor Tom Watson, Sandy Dowdy, Sharon Roberts, and Sam Bird out there, because I've been involved in several of these in the past, and it's not an easy task to put together. So I also want to thank my family and all the friends in Davis County that came out here as well. Now, they only give me 5 minutes to speak. Most of you that know Ed Marksberry, he can't say nothing in 5 minutes. And I don't want Sandy over here jerking me off the stage, so I'm going to actually have to read my speech, and I think I got it down to 4 minutes. Hello, I'm Ed Marksberry. I'm a carpenter and a home builder and real estate agent. That basically means I'm broke. You know the feeling. Listen, I'm running for United States Congress to represent the people in the 2nd Congressional District. And the reason I'm running is because the voice of the working class families, they're not being heard in Washington, D.C. You know, my goal is to strengthen Kentucky's middle class families financially. And how we can do that, we must focus our Washington leadership on jobs. Now, I'm considered a newcomer when it comes to running for politics, but with that being, I have an independent, common sense approach to help fix what I see as the problem. Right here in Kentucky, we have to market our region's advantages much more aggressively, internationally and nationally. Well, as it's been spoken well here tonight, we have the river, we got major markets in our transportation system, and also the nation's lowest electricity rates. But we also have to focus on policies to not just create jobs, but policies that raise our declining wages. Now, our trade policies must also reflect our values. See, doing business with countries that don't respect basic human rights and favor free trade is plain wrong. Now, I support fair trade over free trade policies, especially when it means keeping the jobs right here in Kentucky. Now, I also support comprehensive immigration reform. Now, there's 4 reasons I do that. Number 1, national security. We need to secure our borders. Now, our nation, the number 2 thing is our nation, our region's unemployment rates. See, we need jobs for Kentuckians. Now, 3, low wages, harmful workplace, and worker safety issues are not being challenged by an illegal workforce. And that leads us to 4th, which is food safety issues. See, too much of our nation's food supply is processed by large companies that advertise, transport, and hire undocumented workers. Now, see, I personally understand what it's like facing these challenges here in Kentucky. I understand what it's like to try to make ends meet. And I want to do all that I can do to grow and strengthen the voice of the middle class in our government and also at our workplace. Now, our economic recovery must include what I call healthcare cost reform. See, healthcare cost is out of control, and for years Kentucky's workers have not been getting decent pay raises due to the skyrocketing price of healthcare. That's what I call a tax on our wages. Now, if we get Americans back to work and we stop healthcare costs from gobbling up our income, our nation will become on a much better path to balancing our budgets and reducing the debt. Our nation needs to get back to the balanced budgets and the surpluses of the Clinton administration. Now, addressing the nation's debt means standing up to the big money by closing the offshore corporate tax loopholes and the bogus tax shelters. Last year, ExxonMobil Corporation and several other very profitable corporations did not pay any federal income tax. But last year alone, Exxon paid over $27 million to lobbyists to influence our government lawmakers. That is wrong. Corporations that are not paying income tax should not be influencing our laws. Now, we also need stiff regulation to curb the abuses at Wall Street. And we also need to restore confidence back in the markets that will increase the investment spending we need to create jobs. Now, I'm not a professional politician, but I do know politics and what's wrong with our government. Common sense tells me that our government needs to address the issues that I see critical for the working families of Kentucky. And I have to campaign to fix this broken political system. Many Washington leaders are controlled by what we call the pay-to-play political fundraising process that nearly eliminates the average Kentuckian's voice in the process. As I've said before, I'm a newcomer running for political office. I have an independent, common-sense approach to help fix what I see needs to be done. Now, the voice of the working class must not be drowned out by corporate money. Now, these are my top issues. Thank you, God bless, and don't forget to vote for Ed Marksberry in November.